Hi, this is Steve Garland, head wrestling coach at the University of Virginia, giving a weekly Virginia wrestling video newsletter. My focus today for this video newsletter is very simple. I would like to give a preview of the team that we're rolling out for opening day this weekend against Indiana. We're going to be wrestling Indiana at home, Memorial Gymnasium at noon. Again, Memorial Gymnasium this Saturday at noon. We'll wrestle Indiana, Big Ten team Indiana. We're really excited to wrestle these guys, and some folks have reached out to me. They've been chomping at the bit for a preview, so you know. The reason why you haven't received a preview yet is because we didn't have our lineup set yet. So it's kind of hard to give a preview when you don't have exactly the lineup set. So that's what last weekend was about. It was about the simulations, and from those simulations, we basically got our top 10 to wrestle in the Indiana match this weekend. So now that we have that, here's the preview. Starting off at 125 pounds, we have Louis Hayes. Louis Hayes was a NCAA All-American round guy last year. Knocked off the 5 seed at the national tournament. He's a total stud. He's ranked, I believe, as high as ranked 8th in the country on some of the rankings. He's an absolute threat to win a national title this year, and so we're starting off with Louis, and we're really excited about that. 133, we have redshirt freshman Brian Courtney. For those who follow our program closely, you know that Brian Courtney was one of the top recruits in the nation at any weight class, and I believe he was ranked 2nd in the country at his specific weight class. Courtney started off potentially at 141 and went down to 133. And has been looking amazing. He looked great in the simulation matches. He's a guy that can put up points quickly, and he's a guy that can pin you from almost anywhere. So that's the theme we want to see this year, is guys scoring points in bunches and putting away guys for falls. So that's what you guys will see from Courtney, we hope, and we believe in him. So we're really excited for the way he's going to compete in such a way when he's out there. 141, Sam Krivas, 2-time national qualifier, who's now at 149, who's now come down to 141. He looks great. He looked amazing in the simulation matches, and he will be there. And we're also weighing in Scotty Kiono from California. Kiono was a starter on and off last year at times, filled in great for us, and will also be at 141 pounds for us this year. At 149, the guy who emerged from the simulation matches was Michael Murphy. Michael Murphy was a 4-time Tennessee state champion. He was a Fargo All-American that has struggled at times in competition here since he's been here. Made some huge gains this summer. He got into the comm school, and I think that released a lot of pressure from him and his parents, and he's been able to just completely lock into wrestling now. And as busy as he is with school, he's made huge jumps in wrestling, and he was one of the big stories of the weekend for us last weekend, and he'll be starting at 149 pounds for us. 157, we have I think a crowd favorite in Jay Keating going in at 157. Jay Keating is a guy that when he goes out there, he is throwing everything but the kitchen sink, never gets tired, goes really hard. Last year wrestled in just about every tournament you can think of. And we're really excited, again, for the product you're going to see, the effort you're going to see, the way he competes in Jay Keating. 165, we have redshirt freshman Cam Coy. Cam was a huge recruit coming out of high school. Multiple-time Pennsylvania state champion, multiple-time, I think he was a 4-time finalist in Pennsylvania as well, which is unbelievable. Big school AAA, came in here as highly touted as they come, arguably one of the best recruits they ever brought in on paper, and so had high expectations for him. Last year, I think those expectations maybe weighed him down a little bit, and now he's freed up. He's not wrestling with any extra weight on his back. He's actually out there wrestling free and easy. That's what we saw in simulations. That's what we're expecting this weekend. Cam is a guy that's good everywhere. He's good on bottom, he's good on top, he's good on his feet. He has one of the highest wrestling IQs of anybody I've ever coached. So we are extremely excited for Cam Coy at 165. 174, true freshman, Robbie Patrick. Robbie was a 3-time Pennsylvania state runner-up, NHSCA runner-up, national final, in the high school nationals. Tough kid, really excited. I mean, he's young, he's only a freshman, but we're really excited for what you're going to see out of Robbie. 184, Will Shaney, national qualifier last year at 174, is now up at 184. He is a guy that has taken third in the ACC in the past at 184. Now he's back at his more natural weight class. Cut a lot of weight last year. He's back at 184 where he feels more comfortable. Senior, 5th year, leader. We're expecting a lot out of him at 184. He's one of the few older guys we have in the lineup. 197. Jay Aiello came out of the simulations as the guy. Jay Aiello was a guy who had, I think he knocked off 4 guys who were at the national tournament last year. So he's not, including one young man who's ranked in the top 10 from Stanford currently. Jay beat him last year at the Southern Scuffle. So he's proven that he can beat highly ranked guys. He was inconsistent last year. I believe a lot of that had to do with age and experience, but now he's coming off well, I think one of the biggest growths, maturity-wise, mentally, as well as physically, and he's a different animal this year. So he'll be at 197. We'll also be weighing in Tyler Love, Tyler Love was a national qualifier at heavyweight, who's now dropped to 197, which is his natural weight. So, again, a lot of movement in the weight classes, but you guys will see the depth there, too. And Tyler's a stud, so he'll be at 197 as well with Jay. At heavyweight, Quinn Miller, who's a guy that you've heard me talk about a ton. He was a state champ from Georgia, highly touted recruit, NCAA or NHSCA National High School Championship finalist as well. That was a huge football player, defensive player of the year in Georgia in football. And we pulled off the football field and begged him to wrestle, and that was where his heart was at. So he redshirted last year. He took second at the National Collegiate Open last year at the end of the season. Had a great summer. Took second at the World Team Trials. Took third at the Open for his age group. It's called the UWW Junior Nationals in Vegas. So all that work paid off because he looked phenomenal in the simulation matches. So he's there at heavyweight. We're also going to be weighing in Bubby Shear at heavyweight. So that's what you guys can expect. There might be some adjustments in there. We're thinking about throwing a couple other guys in as well, maybe. But for the most part, that's probably what you guys can count on. Be praying for no injuries and no skin infections. And everybody makes weight, and we'll go out there, and we're excited to see this young team. As you heard me say, redshirt freshman a lot, and sophomore a lot, and true freshman. There's a lot of young guys in there, but so excited to see them, how they're going to represent University of Virginia. Again, compete in such a way. That's our goal for this weekend. We'll see you next week, and go Hoos.